everyone. This is Wheel Tough, and yeah, I got a new tire, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. So, um, originally back in October, I ordered the Burris 11 by 5-6. I think it was the S22 compound, SS22 compound from Craft and Ride, and the tire was expected to come in at the end of December. Then in the end of December, I got an email saying, hey, your tire's still not here, so sorry, we can cancel your order, give you a refund, we can get you a different tire that we have in stock, or you can just keep waiting. So I decided to keep waiting, and then in just a couple weeks ago, really, so end of February, I got another email from Craft and Ride. They said, hey, tire is still not in stock, and kind of same options: wait, switch for a different tire, or cancel and get a refund. At this point, I was like, okay, I kind of want a tire, and doesn't seem like the Burris one's coming in. I looked at the options that they gave me, and I ended up swapping over to the Hoosier 10.5 by 5-6 with the D20A compound, which I guess is it's $10 or $20 more for that tire, for the Hoosier, than the tire that I ordered. But Craft and Ride just said, hey, we'll go ahead and give it to you for what you paid, since you've been waiting. And because I had been waiting, they went ahead and just shipped it out the next day, because they actually had it in stock. If you go to order that tire now, it says shipping by the end of April, so still, hopefully that's actually when it goes, so still not that bad of a wait if you're in need of a tire. But anyways, got the tire, put it on, and just wanted to talk a little bit about how it compares to the stock tire and how it compares to the other tire that I've used other than the stock tire. So first, we'll just real quick talk about Hoosier versus stock, and kind of no surprise, Hoosier is this tire in particular, I guess, is softer. So when you're going over bumps, a little bit nicer on the knees. Also, it's because of the softer compound, it is a bit more grippy, so you kind of feel locked in, and I guess the profile is not as aggressive as the stock tire. I don't know if aggressive is the right word, but anyway, it still carves just fine, but it's not like where if you hit a little bump, you're going to go shooting off to the left or the right, which that's kind of how the stock tire is, probably due to its profile and how hard it is. So yeah, just a huge improvement over the stock tire. I actually was kind of getting used to it again. When I sold my original Pint and went to the Pint X, I just figured I'd get some miles on the stock tire. Don't want to just swap it out right away. So I think I'm like at 500 or 600 miles when I did the swap to this tire. So I think could have definitely gone longer, but I think I got enough out of the stock tire to do the change. And after riding that many miles, like I said, I was getting used to it, but still did feel a little unstable when I was going off-road. So, which I don't do too often, but even hitting little bumps and stuff, just it gets real squirrely on you. So went ahead and swapped it out, and problems are all solved. This is much better, and much better than the stock tire, and I would recommend it if you can get your hands on the tire or you're needing a tire change. Just feels so much better. The other tire that I've ridden on other than the stock tire is the Extra Rad TFL Burris Pint tire. That one is actually very similar to this one in that it just provides that extra stability. It's a lot softer than the stock tire. And honestly, I can't really tell the difference between this Hoosier and the Extra Rad. Only problem with the Extra Rad TFL Burris tire is that it has been out of stock forever on the website. It's actually priced better than this tire. It's $89 instead of this Hoosier is $109. So if you can get your hands on either one, I think you'll be happy. If you can get the Burris, then I would recommend that, just because, like I said, you can't really tell too much of a difference between the two, and it's yeah, $20 cheaper. So that's kind of my thoughts on the two aftermarket tires. If you if you compare the two, almost identical. They both have the same kind of feel when you carve. They don't like have a ledge where you fall off. So really predictable, and just that added stability when you're at slower speeds, or even if you're at speed but you hit a bump, you don't go wobbling like the stock tire. One other thing that I guess I should bring up, and it's regarding the, I guess because of the extra width of this tire, it's a half-inch wider. When you run over like sticks or even little rocks, pretty much anything you run over, with the stock tire, you don't really notice any sounds. With this one, when you're riding with the fender, it will, there's just going to be like constant rattling sounds, and can be a little off-putting if you're like me and you did the tire change yourself and you get on your board and start riding and you hear all these rattling sounds. You're like, did I forget to tighten something down? But that wouldn't be then you can quickly realize that it's just stuff flicking around between the tire and the fender. So I think it's because of that extra half-inch, it just doesn't leave as much room and stuff, and also maybe because of the softer compound, things stick to the tire more. So maybe a combination of those things together, it can be a little off-putting at first, and then after that it just can be a little annoying once you hear the little rattling sounds. But yeah, other than that, and that's not like a negative per se that I would, it wouldn't stop me from recommending this tire to anybody, but just something to be aware of. But that's pretty much all my thoughts on the tire. If I did forget something, or you have any question about the Pint or Pint X that I haven't answered, just go ahead and drop it in the comments section below. Yeah, and I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. So here's hoping that your next ride is your best ride. See ya.